Welcome to Bice Oval for this first of the double header as Southern Districts take on West Torrens. Both sides coming off a win last weekend, or last time out. West Torrens doing a number on Sturt, and Southern's making light work of Kensington. Can tell you the toss was run and won earlier in the day. West Torrens won the toss and decided to bat, as most sides do in the 2020 format. And it was a pretty explosive performance last time round, probably on the back of Kayla McGrath. A tall right-hander. She ended up 38 not out. But she's not out there in the middle just as yet. Did come in a little bit lower down the order. They're going to have to bat at their very, very best. This West Torrens side, just averaging maybe 88, 90. The Southern Districts are up and over. The 100 mark. Ella Wilson with the gloves for Southern Districts. And Hannah Perry's going to take the new ball. Listed in the 16 jumper, but coming out wearing the 22 just to throw a few spanners into the works. Maybe a few ducks and drakes early from the Stingrays. So Ash Trelaw is going to wait for her. First one's full and swatted away square. Get through for one. Get the innings under away. A bit fuller, can't beat the fielder at cover. Tegan Fry on strike. Full again, and quickly take the one. Tim off, might be able to get a second off from the misfield, they do. So good early aggressive running from West Torrens. Could in fact be Ellie Falconer out there in the no number as well. So well flighted by Perry. This one lofted to mid-wicket and the catch taken. So a wicket in the very first over. Easy catch taken there by Kendall Howe, one of the Howe sisters. It's going to be Ellie Falconer who leaves in the first over with just 2 to her name. And the Perry just 3 wickets so far in this campaign. Make that 4 now. I'll be pretty happy to get rid of Ellie Falconer though early, averaging 16 with the bat in this format. The wicket is going to bring Brooke Harris to the middle. Last ball of the over. Wide outside off stump. Let through. It's 1 for 3. Pretty happy with that start with the Stingrays. Beautiful conditions out here at Bice Oval. It's a statewide Premier League T20 competition well and truly underway. Some of the sides have already played 6 matches into their 7th. Others have had an abandoned match, just playing their 5th or 6th match. And from the elevated shot there on the Adelaide live stream cameras, we'll be right behind Gemma Kennedy here. She is going to bowl the 2nd over of the day. That one got away from her, wide down the leg side. They've picked up 2. Brooke Harris was motoring, one of the 3rd. And Schlaw, who's having a long chat to her now. Umpire's got involved as well. Not asking for the time or no, maybe he might be asking for the wristbands to be taken off. It's been a long time since we've seen that. And he again goes past the keeper. Happy with the 1 on this occasion, so greatest of starts for the Stingrays in this over. Wide down leg side, then 1 through the keeper. We'll be looking at tighten things up from here on for the remainder of the over for Gemma Kennedy. A little slingy action, long run up. Possibly be her first game for the year. Drew the big shot there. She's looks to have got the radar right on track now. A bit wider of off stump. Can't beat the fielder at short third man. The first A-grade game for the year. We've got a few nerves in that first couple of balls, but she seems to have things right on track at the moment. Again, the length is perfect. Invites the drive. And while she invites the drive, we invite Paul Bonser to join me in the commentary box. Bonds, not going to get a better day than this.
Beautiful down here at Southerns. Wrapped on the pads there. Big shout. Umpire waves it off.
And that'll end the over. The second one, pretty eventful one for the Stingrays. Had a bit of everything. Gemma's first over in A-grade 2020 cricket here for the Stingrays. And West Torrens are now 1 for 6. Trelaw and Brooke Harris at the crease. Brooke Harris still yet to score.
Swim between the flags, Biggles.
Fuller one swept. Couldn't beat the two fielders there on the leg side. Gemma Kennedy again involved. Another big shout. Again turned down. Pretty throws it up. I just thought for a second there, maybe the drop and run, thought better of it. That one's fallen, charging down and getting absolutely every bit of it. Just bounces inside the rope. First boundary of the day. Brooke Harris, who the ball before thought about dropping one at her feet and going, has gone the complete reverse of that on that one, Bonds.
Threw the hand through that one. Very confident. Eyes lit up, saw the fully and smashed it over mid-wicket. Now pushed that fielder just a little bit finer now. One tossed up again on the pads. Umpire thinks about it. Not out.
Coming off 16 against Sturt. A couple of games back, 36 not out. This time on the back foot, turns it round the corner. And scampers through for one. And that ends the over. She's going to retain the strike. West Torrens 1 for 11.
Good start from the West Torrens side after the loss of the early wicket of Ellie Falconer.
Yeah, you can't afford to rest for too long in 20 overs.
Well, we've seen just over 100 has been a really reasonable competitive score. So Kennedy to continue. The southern end, driven. Pick up at least one here. Actually got a fair bit on that, did Brooke Harris. Good shot. And she'll come back for the second. We saw in the first T20 game that we covered, Angela Treloar had a good game against Sturt. Helped the Eagles get over that 100 score. Good delivery there from Kennedy. Yeah, she made 38 in that game against Sturt.
We did see some big hitting in that one.
In fact, 22. Shouldn't follow your finger, should look at the actual score. Kennedy in again. This time driven. Straight to cover, there's no run.
38 that you picked out, you got the number right. That was Carla McGrath. And Sturt really didn't have any answers for them when she was going at 100 miles an hour.
Down the leg side. Signal wide, but the keeper couldn't gather this one. So they're going to come back for two. So they get the two plus the wide. Ella Wilson, the keeper there, just couldn't quite gather that one in. This time driven, straight to cover again. Squarish cover, two covers in, there's a short cover in and probably a regulation cover. Point, I've got a slip in still. Deep gully. Or backward point if you want. Mid on, mid off, mid wicket. And fine leg. This time on the back foot. And again driven to one of those two covers.
She looks to be feeling it at the moment, Brooke Harris.
This time driven in the air, but safe. Got a good piece of that one going down towards the boundary. Not sure if it's going to get there. And just crosses the line. And a second boundary of today's play. Second boundary for Brooke Harris.
It's a glorious shot, lofted on drive over the top of the fielder at mid-on. See there on the replay, they had to scamper through it. You called it correctly. Didn't know if it was going to go as a real teaser. Eventually it did. So if they weren't happy earlier, Bonds, with the start, they would be now.
Hannah Perry bowling from the northern end. Left arm around, swept this time by Treloar. No run. Tossed this one up. This time it's beaten mid-wicket, but there's a sweeper out there on the boundary in the deep, so they'll just get one.
He's playing the backup role nicely here at the moment, Ange Treloar. Just needs to keep rotating the strike and keep Brooke Harris back on.
This time Harris is down the track and defending. Another good delivery.
Drop that fielder out now to a deep square leg.
Again down the track, lofting and hit well. This will be a boundary. Couple of bounces and over the rope. Brooke Harris looks in fine form. The replay here. Down the track and lofting. Might have just one bounce and over. Good shot.
Over the full golf swing. Taking to Hannah Perry here.
This time back in the air. Oh, fell short. Oh, and there's a chance for a run out here at the keeper's end. What is going on, Pickles? Chance of a catch. He sort of popped it up to that cover area. And then it was almost like, because she wasn't out, well, let's have a run. But then, hang on a second, she's got the ball.
Might be able to pick something up here on the replay. That's the boundary, the ball before. But she, yeah, as you said, might have thought that was going to go to hand, sort of gave it up mid-wicket. And then when it didn't go to hand, well, maybe there's a run in it. There was never a run in it, but lucky enough to scamper back in the full dive.
So at the end of the over, West Torrens moved on to 1 for 25 now.
There's going to be a change in the bowling. At the what end are we calling that, Bonds? The net, the training end?
The southern end.
The southern end?
Let's go with southern and northern.
It's going to
be
be
the easiest way.
Callie Wilson. Another one with a slingy action. Drops the first one short, pulled away. It's going to go all the way for 4. So, and Trelaw getting in on the act now.
So last over of the power play, and Southern's only 1 out at the moment. They are allowed 2.
Yeah, I noticed that when you were going through that field before. Even though Brooke Harris was happy to go over the infield, still wanted to keep them all in the ring. Wilson again. That one's wide outside of stump. Well bowled. Get him some good support. Got a punch that through the covers off the back foot. Couldn't beat the fielder there. Didn't take long to get back through to the mark. There's Kelly Wilson, only a tiny little thing. Gets through the crease right. Another short one. This one jumped all over again. Trelaw loves them short. Second pull shot in this over. The second one that's gone for 4.
I wonder if we see a change in the field now. There's 2 that have gone through that area. And they've made a change in the field, but they're still keeping the extra player inside the circle. So they've moved the fine leg into that deep mid-wicket area and pushed the mid-wicket to a backward square.
This one's full and wide outside off stump. Can't beat Amy Peterson. She's done some good work in there at cover. And full and down leg side, wide the call. through to Ella Wilson, bowled by Kelly Wilson. Pairs of sisters here today. Of course, you've got the Howe sisters as well. If, of course, they are sisters, I might have just been informed that they aren't sisters.
They're sisters as in sister, but not in actual sisters.
The Howe sisters are twins.
House sisters are twins. The Wilsons aren't related, we're saying. We've been told by our David, our reliable Stingrays man, helping us out today.
Well, I always fall back on the fact that they may be a sister of someone.
Part of the sisterhood.
The sisterhood. The Wilson sisters. But as we sit, 1 for 34. Start of the 6th over. It's going to be Hannah Perry to continue. The 6 overs completed. That one full and swept by Trelaw. They've got the coverage out there. So just going to get the one for it. Brings Harris back on strike. A bit shorter and wider. She couldn't beat the two fielders out there at point. She stays on 15 and she was seemed to be a mile in front of Amstra Law, who's now going to run a ball 12. This again skips down the track, does use her feet nicely.
She's had a bulk of the strike as Brooke Harris since she came to the crease.
Again skips down the track, going to take the single to mid-on, mid-off. This one tucked around the corner.
That's good cricket, just working the singles, keeping the strike rotating. Good cricket.
Stay tuned to the Adelaide live stream coverage all day, the double header. Statewide Premier League Women's 2020 competition currently, and then later on this afternoon the men will come out to play, Bonds. We saw an unbelievable innings last time round from Sturt's Connor Dudley. 100 off 50 balls.
So Wilson continues, edged through that slip region, and it's going to run all the way down to the boundary. Should have the legs to just touch the rope, does it? No, pulls up just inside. But again, more runs for West Torrens. Southern's looking for a wicket here, much needed wicket. This time down the leg side will be called wide. One for 42. This time on the pads. Might get a couple here. One leg was out on the boundary. They are going to come back for two. Two leg buys. And one's down leg side again. And this time, the umpire let it go. So Treloar's on 14, Harris on 16. There's another single there.
It's continually rotating the strike here, getting that.
That one cut to point. Good looking shot, but they take the single. Well fielded as well. This time down the leg side again, just a little wayward at the moment, Wilson. Struggling with her line. It's quite a, you can get quite breezy down here at Bice.
Yeah, you get coverage and it doesn't feel like there's any. Out in the middle, there's plenty.
And today, there's just a slight breeze. That one a full toss on leg stump and work to the leg side. Again, there's fielders there for protection, so it's just the one. And ends the over. So 8 overs gone now. And West Torrens are now 1 for 44.
It looks like Ella Wilson's going to take the pads off. She's done her stint.
Oh, we don't see this very often, Piggles.
No.
Change of keeper. Wonder if Dave, does Ella Wilson bowl?
Yep.
She's going to bowl.
So who'd be taking up the gloves for us?
Sheridan Howe with the gloves.
And is this a common occurrence for the Stingrays? Game day?
It is today because our normal keepers are away with the SA Countryside.
There you go. So, normal keeper away with the SA Countryside. So, they've probably gone
Going to work the
10
rotation behind the
10
behind the
overs
stumps.
each.
This is Amy Peterson coming on top.
So, Amy Peterson will take up the bowling from the northern end. One just down the leg side, but close enough to leg stump.
Well taken by Sheridan Howe.
Treloar, she was pretty happy with that take too. Treloar down to sweep. She played a couple of nice sweep shots today. This time work down to fine leg. She'll get at least 2 here. Won't go for 4. Well fielded by Kennedy.
Busy this morning is Gemma Kennedy in her first game.
Looked a solid perform with the ball for a first gamer. This one driven straight to cover.
We got over some early ball nerves and then got into her work. Got told to take the wristbands off, which is a real rarity.
This time playing a miss. It was just a bit too close to Brooke Harris to play that pull shot then. It was a fuller ball. She went back. Not real happy with herself. She's having a chat with someone out there. And again, this time wide. Half a shout from the bowler.
Harris thinks she's missed out on that one.
A slap of the pads.
You see her there just rehearsing that. Really should have smacked that one square. More runs on offer.
And again, good bowling. Squeezes her up. Brooke Harris looking for the big shot here. And just some tight bowling. So end of the 9th over. West Torrens 1 for 46. So good couple overs from the Stingrays there, just to put the brakes on West Torrens a little.
Yeah, they got on a bit of a boundary roll. Then have just wound back to just the ones, rotating the strike, and then they wound it back to even further back than that. Now getting some balls through to the keeper, a few dot balls, and they're 1 for 50. Anstrel on 19, Brooke Harris 17. We're now going to see Ella Wilson, who was just 6 balls ago, had the full kit on.
And not related.
No, no relation at all to Kelly Wilson. Let's clear that up. Trelaw on strike. Wilson thumbs it into her thigh pad. Muted shout. This time a bit wider. Going to take the one to mid off. Might be another one on offer here. They're going to take it too. Brooke Harris quick to realise the error. And called Trelaw back for another. That one wide. Thundering into the gloves of Sheridan Howe. Drew the big shot from Ange Trelaw. Want to blast that one through the cover region. That one lofted and almost taken. Back by Kelly Wilson, would have been an absolute screamer. Tough to those catching, tough to take those coming back at you. Never expect them, never plan for them. Tom Harris tucks it around the corner, takes one, going to get through comfortably. Short again, Trelaw. He's had full benefit of that pull shot today and has got 4 more for it. It's got through Ella Wilson out there. She has pounced on anything that's been half short. Pull shot has been very beneficial to her. to now put on 50. It's been a great partnership for West Torrens, a much needed one after losing the wicket in the first over of Ellie Falconer. For 23, Brooke Harris 17. Halfway through the innings. Peterson slower ball outside off stump, just pushed the cover. And Brooke Harris has gone down a gear. Happy to now give the strike to Ansha Law, who's starting to find the boundary. Across in front of off stump, turning around the corner is Trelaw. Gets up the other end, takes the one. Harris again squeezed up. Very laconic stance as the bowler runs in. At times spooning it, gets it over the top of mid-off. It's going to go all the way for 4. Look, Harris, who's been quietened for the last couple of overs again now, joins in the boundary hitting party. She adds 4 more to her score and the team's. And they're well on the way to building a healthy score here. West Torrens. This time takes the quick single to short cover. It's good cricket. Floor drives, can't beat cover. The run ends the over. A well-earned drink for both these batters out there. Nice and pleasant underneath the shade, but out there in the middle, the sun is beaming down. Bit of everything this morning, bit of rain, some cold breeze, and now nothing stopping the sun getting on these players. Not a cloud in the sky apart from the couple that you can see. One keeps low. Take the single. Harris moving along nicely. Finds the outside edge of the bat. It's going to go down the third man. They've got one down there, though. And Ancelor's going to get back for two. The score keeps building. They will need that one cut to cover. They get through for one. Oh, a direct hit might have had her in trouble, though. Trelaw moves to 30. We'll need probably about 110 to keep this Southern District side quiet today. And Harris tried to play the big cut shot. It came back too close to her. It went through the keeper. They scamper through for buys. On wide, played to the one of the two short covers. Can't stop the run though. Ends the over. Another good one for West Torrens. They're up to 69 now. So we're going to see another change in the bowling. It's going to be Kendall Howe. Dare I say, oh, may have that wrong.
We'll just double check that. She's not doing us a favour in turning around so I can see her number either. It's Narelle Mayolo. Mayolo? Mayolo. I think we Mayolo. Good old number 37 pick. Right arm offies. Gets that one out to deep cover just for the single. So starting to build a very handy total here, West Torrens. Harris and Trelaw. This time Harris comes down the track, takes it on the half volley, down to long on. We're giving him some air. There's Mayolo. He's trying swept behind square. Maybe Peterson doing the fielding there.
Yeah, we're situated right behind Amy Peterson, undercover.
Chance for a stumping and she's gone. Brooke Harris is out. Lovely bit of work. The new keeper, Sheridan Howe, got the bails off in a flash and a very important wicket for the Stingrays. They've got their second. You'll see on the replay here. Just caught the end of that.
Well, Ella Wilson will be kicking herself for giving up the gloves.
Here's the replay now. So she'd be tossing it up. Brooke Harris, she went a bit wider and some tidy work behind the stumps.
It was that far down the track that Miolo asked the bowling umpire to officiate on that one. He said a bit earlier in the over that she was throwing them up. Well, she did so again. Dragged Brooke Harris, who had played beautifully up until then, down the track. But second wicket falls for West Torrens, bringing to the crease.
Kayla McGrath it is. Had a good knock of 38 in a game against Sturt just a couple of weeks ago prior to Christmas. She's facing Miolo. Defends the first ball.
Came in that game with West Torrens battling a little bit and sort of played the saviour role at the end. Comes in a completely different situation on this occasion.
And again defended. Good bowling. Very good over from Miolo. Narelle Miolo gets her wicket. The wicket of Brooke Harris. Still building a nice score here, West Torrens. 2 for 74. There's still two quality batters at the crease. Kayla McGrath's just arrived. So the Stingrays will want to break this partnership straight away. Don't let Taylor McGrath settle in to her work here. Struck on the pad, half an appeal, but probably sliding down.
In four of their 5 games, Bonds, they've scored 117, 111, 112 and 138. So the Stingrays are going to be able to bat deep.
Full ball driven, uppishly. They're going to come back for a single chance at the bowler's end. I think Trelaw was safe, even if it was a direct hit. Fielder at mid-off is quite deep.
Just brought that deep fielder, Amy Peterson, who was deep cover, now brought her back inside the ring. Putting pressure on the new batter in Kayla McGrath.
Good captaincy, just 2 out still.
Both of those behind the wicket, fine leg and third man.
The third woman. This time on the stumps, played to cover. Noticed in women's cricket that the terminology the commentators are using is just third. As the cockatoos fly away in the background. This time it's on leg stump and worked down to fine leg. Just the single. No run there. So I hope you're enjoying the coverage of this statewide Super T20 competition. This time short and wide and cold wide. That one down leg side. It's called wide again, but they're going to take probably another 2 here. Bit slow Getting off the mark was Trelaw. She's nearly run out. I think the Stingrays actually realised that Trelaw was not going to take the extra single, and McGrath called her back, and in the end, she only just got home.
Maybe the confusion about they thought it was the boundary and were walking back to the crease, and all of a sudden found herself in trouble.
This time on the pad and appeal, and umpire's given it. Thought about it a while, but close enough. Pickle's finger was up in the box.
Yeah, played back, almost both feet behind the crease. Hit Trelaw full. She can be happy though with the innings she's put together as she walks off with 33. Nearly a runner ball 33. We'll see it again here, Bonds. Full front pad. Looks to be right in front of middle. Umpire had a look, did all the calculations and said that was missing.
Nothing.
And the Stingrays at the Stingrays get their third.
Handy wicket for the Stingrays.
You're getting the in batter out as you're closing in on the end of the innings. Two new batters at the crease. They will have to get started, although they have a few wickets to give so they can afford to swing the bat. Kayla McGrath can certainly do that. And Caitlin Edmonds, who joins her out there now, is either going to have to play the role of support or just get going as well. Averaging just about 7 with the bat and is Kayla. So is Caitlin Edmonds. So I just have to rotate the strike to Kayla McGrath here. Owen gives her a chance to swing her arm. She does so. They've got the sweeper out there. Square. Keeps it to 1. It's Edmonds on strike. She's going to face her first ball.
So Trelaw out for 34 off 39 deliveries. So once again a good knock from the Eagle opener.
I think Edmonds thought it was going to go down leg side, but it ended up hitting her on the thigh pad. 3 boundaries in that innings from Trelaw. Edmonds can't beat the fielder there at short cover. These two batted together in that last game, both not out at the end of the innings. Edmonds this time can't beat Mayolo.
Good bowling here from Mayolo.
Yeah, back-to-back overs from her. Put the moz on her though, Bonds. That was as full as they get. And Edmonds can't believe she's missed that one. Just Q-end it. And Edmonds can't beat that infield, that ring. Ends a very good over.
We've seen a few just sort of pop up, so it might be holding up in the track a little bit. You've seen a couple of leading edges and a couple just sort of hit uppishly. So 15 overs gone now. 3 for 81, just 1 off that over from Mayolo. And 5 overs to go in this T20 statewide super competition.
McGrath. Just happy to play that one to one of those two covers, the short of the two. Ella Wilson this time gets a skyer from McGrath. Under it, drops the catch. Well, probably really should have been taken. And they may come back to rue that one. You see here on the replay, threw her forward. Didn't go through with the shot. A couple of players ran towards it. It was Greenshields who decided to get underneath it. Maybe ran too close to it. Got her on the hard part of the hands and popped out. So life for McGrath early in her innings.
Again, probably a leading edge there as McGrath tried to play it to mid-wicket. And yeah, Greenfield will be disappointed. Greenshields, is it? Greenshield.
Greenshields, Rachel Greenshields.
Disappointed with that effort.
Evans, who struggled to get going. She's been at the crease with just 4 overs remaining. Gets herself at the other end, courtesy of a leg bye.
Good amount of chatter.
Wide from Wilson.
Sorry, Pickles. I was just going to say a good amount of chatter from the Stingray girls. Keeping positive, upbeat. Again, just 2 fielders out. Attacking field.
In wide from Wilson. And Sheridan Howe. Moving well to keep it at just the one. It's taken a stumping already. Been a good replacement for Ella Wilson, who's had to rotate herself through there. Turns it to the leg side, but no run on offer. Closing in well here. The Stingrays taking a couple of wickets and bowling some tight overs. That one's full. McGrath clips it off her toes, beats the field, beats all of the field, goes all the way for 4. And that might be what she needs to get her going. Three for 89 now. The end of the 16th. 3 overs to go. So well in reach of that 100-run mark. Certainly going to give them something to bowl at. Edmonds. Dances down the track. Lofts it. But can't be the fielder at mid-off. Came running in. Donna Clark. They dropped one last over, made no mistake on this occasion. And Edmonds never really got going. Fourth wicket down, we'll see here on the replay. Skipped down the track. Wasn't quite to the ball. Went in mid-on rather. Donna Clark charged in and took the easiest of catches. Evans goes without scoring. Callum McGrath still there on 7. They did cross. That's going to Callum McGrath a chance to take strike. Clubs it back down the ground. Can't beat Donna Clark, who took the last catch. And short and wide, Callum McGrath can't beat the fielder at point. What she swings her arms at, beats the field, Callum McGrath, and going to go all the way again for 4. When she has the opportunity to swing the levers, she doesn't have to get too much on it. She reaches the rope on most occasions. On this occasion, she swats one. We've got the sweeper out there. It's going to bring Paris Hall on strike to face her first ball. And he's really just going to have to go from the outlet. Just back of the length, tried to punch through cover, couldn't do so. Ends the over. Good one, another wicket taking over from Iolo. It's Torrens now 4 for 94. Iolo's figures 3 overs, 2 for 9. Wickets also to Hannah Perry, bowled her 4 out at the start, as does Ella Wilson. It's taken 1 for 26. And Amy Peterson's going to come back into the attack. She has 2 for 8. The 1 wicket so far in the campaign, Amy Peterson. So looking to double that today. Starts down leg side, gets through the keeper as well. Don't have the fine leg of the third man, so the chase is on. It's Donna Clark doing the work. Turn down leg side. taking plenty of time with this field. For the new batter in Paris Hall. So sending point deep on the boundary. Too deep square. Not much between those fielders either. Peterson full. Making it very hard for Paris Hall to do anything with that other than just dig it out. Field set for a short ball, which is either going to be cut away to the boundary on the offside or pulled away on the leg side. Again, it's short and it's got through her. Amy Peterson had 1 wicket, now she's got 2. See here on the replay, she bowled 1 full one already. She got some bat on it and turned it onto her own stumps, did Paris Hall. She won't be happy with that. The Stingrays they continue to take wickets and slow down this run rate in the dying stages of this first innings. It's been a real impressive second half of the innings from the Stingrays. Could have got away from them. This might be Lucy Meyer to the crease. In fact, it is. She comes in with a score at 5 for 98. Oh, French cut to get her off the mark. Amy Peterson couldn't believe her luck there. Thought she had 2 in 2. It does get McGrath back on strike. Umpire's going to hold up play there as the field's still moving. The skipper's brought those 2 deep fielders out on the rope at point. One now inside the ring, one at deep point. McGrath gets a shorter one. She just works around through square leg for 1. Up to 13 now, McGrath. Runner ball 13, including a couple of boundaries. And move to 100, West Torrens. Another good Yorker from Amy Peterson. Hard to get under and get away for runs. Ends a good over for her, a successful one. See that shot there, a bit of an indication of just how windy it is. Blowing the hat off of Sheridan Howe. Traffic scooting through the to the commentary box. Type of activity out here at Bice Oval at the moment. Changing the bowling, the leg spinner. Who changed to offies just as she bowled it. The way she was warming up, I thought she was going to be a leggy. Of course, Mayolo has really tightened up at what was an early rampant West Torrens batting side. Well, I got a loose one down leg side. Didn't capitalise on it, but been called a wide. So they'll take the one, and that one's going to have to be re-bowled. And, of course, the run, so costly one from Mayolo. McGrath off the one knee. Gets a fair bit of that one. Got one field to beat on the rope. Nice bit of work out there. Picked it up one-handed, centimetres from the rope. Saved definite 2 runs. When she decides she wants to swing McGrath, and she gets anywhere near him, they go okay. This one back down, dropped by Mayolo. Screams of catch it, might have been a bump ball. Another one brings Meyer on strike. Meyer gets a loose one down leg side. This time she makes the most of it. Swings it away. Not going to beat the rope though. Diving effort in the field. They get back for 3. McGrath off the back foot. Swings it out to one of the 3 fielders out there on the rope. Just takes the one. One full and wide, got away with that one. So Callum McGrath averaging 19 in this competition, including 2 ducks. Amazingly, a first golden as well. So she's only scored in 2 of the innings. Make that 4 today. 3 of the innings, 4 today. This one's scooped. Oh, might have seen an injury out there. She stayed down, grabbing the knee. Looked as though the feet or the knee got stuck in the ground. She slow to get back to her feet. So Brandy Ongley out there, first time we've seen her. We might get another look at this. So it was moving well up until there. You can see, yeah, maybe just stuck in the ground there. And from there, the recovery was never on, but she looks to be up and moving okay, a bit sluggish. Is she going to stay out there, or the skipper might have been It's going to bring her into a more stationary position. So going to bring her into a gully just inside the circle. McGrath tries to heave that one through mid-wicket. Doesn't get it. Misfield, they're going to run back and take it the second, and they do. Good aggressive running from Carla McGrath. $113 now, the score. That one slipped out of the bowler's hands, I think. I'd hope. Certainly couldn't have been the intended ball. Was waved away by the umpire. 115 so far, the best innings the West Torrens girls have put together. This one to better it. Chance to equal it now. They're going to turn for two. They are. More aggressive running from West Torrens. So they get themselves up to 115. McGrath, two more to her score. Walks right across outside off stump. Was going to look to club that to the leg side. She didn't get the length she wanted. And let it go through to the keeper. Peterson continues. So McGrath clubs it back down the ground. Can't beat mid-on. They get the one, so that's now their highest score in this tournament. Beating the 115 they made against Kensington, 3 games back, which they won. On the back of a 59 not out from Angela Trelaw, who again batted well today. This one full, big shout. Thundered into the pads of Lucy Meyer. Umpire said it's missing leg stump. Ends the innings. A good one for West Torrens. 5 for 115. On the back of some solid batting. Angela Trelaw at the top of the order with 34. She batted well with Brooke Harris, who made 26. And Carla McGrath, not out at the end, 26 on the back of 38 not out last game. The score now just being upgraded to, I think, what might be 117. I'll let all of that take place in front of your eyes. Left out there also Lucy Meyer, 4 not out. The other batter out in the first over of the day was Ellie Falconer. So that'll be the chase for the Southern District Stingrays. They'll be out here shortly trying to trace down this score. And when they do so, we'll be back to join you with all the action. Don't go anyway. And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Bice Oval for the run chase. Southern Stingrays are going to set about chasing down this 117 that was posted by West Torrens. 118 is their goal. An innings that probably could have been a lot more damaging from West Torrens. They had a lot of momentum. They had a lot of runs on the board early with wickets in hand, but some tight bowling. Back-to-back overs from the Stingrays quietened them down. And if not for Carla McGrath at the end of the innings just swinging a few over the boundary, they may not have even got to the 100 mark, but they have. They've got to 117, 118 is what they're going to need. As I said a couple of times during the broadcast already, on 4 occasions of the 5 times that they've batted in this campaign, they've got over the 100-run mark. 138, 112, 111, 117. The absolute standout blemish in that is just the 41 that they posted against the Northern Districts Jets. An innings that included 1, 2, 3, 4 ducks, 2 of those Goldens. But we'll have none of that today if you're a Stingrays fan. It's Joseph up there, just as you saw, helping out. So Tegan Fry starts with a wide one. Knocked by the keeper outside the hands of first slip. He's going to run all the way for 4, so the chase is underway. Ellie Falconer, they've done that to me again with those no numbers. Just holding up play. Rachel Greenshield sets herself. Okay, square of the wicket. Third man's down there. Rachel Greenshield's first runs for the campaign. Clark off the back foot, can't beat point. She's had a couple of hits as Rachel Greenshields. On both occasions dismissed for a duck. So she'll be happy to break through and get the run on the board. Falconer short. Just jamming in Donna Clark. And Clark off the back foot, trying to push it through cover. Good start here from Millie Falconer. First ball got away from her, but after that she's been right on the money. Well, this one was falling straight through her. Rattled the stumps. Ellie Falconer's made a mess of the stumps. Donna Clark's got to go. As Torrens striking the very first over, you'll see it here again on the replay. Was full, tried to drive it. Was far too full for the drive. Yorker length. Got through and smashed in the middle and off. So as the Stingrays did, a wicket in their first over. Made that much of a mess of the stumps that they're going to have to knock them back in. With Ella Wilson's bat. A big boost for West Torrens with their big quick taking a wicket in their first over. Hope you're enjoying the stream, the coverage. By Adelaide live stream. Thanks to the Saka for putting this together for the statewide Premier League. Outside of stump, glided down the third man. Ends the over, the first over. Successful one. So bowl the second over of the day, Brooke Harris. She's going to be bowling to Ella Wilson. Brooke Harris, who was pretty explosive with the bat. Earlier in the day. Jess Joseph again setting her field, taking plenty of time with it. She's Paris Hall out here on the boundary. She's going to, that square leg, she's in off the rope, about a 2 or 3 metres. And Phil and Wilson can't squeeze it down past third man. You see there on the bottom of your screen, 111 still required. 114 balls make it 13 to get those. Keep your eye on that graphic. Whipped off her toes, nice shot, beats the infield. Paris Hall, the fielder, out there. Tidy work. They get through for 2. Again, she whips it off her toes. Looks to be a strength of hers. Paris Hall's going to be a busy girl out there if Ella Wilson bats for any sort of length of time. Rachel Greenshields, the left-hander on strike. Harris to continue. You're just going down leg side. Gee whiz, the umpire looked for a second to get the pistol out. The arm dropped down very quickly. I thought he was going to give it. Brooke Harris in the solo shout. You don't often get those as a bowler. Could be a rare one. Bowling with a slip. Gully, a deep gully. Get through that for you. That one and past the outside edge. Taken by McGrath. Tall for a keeper. Slip, gully. Point, cover. A straighter cover. Closer to the wicket. Mid off, mid on. Mid wicket. Square leg. Again, she beats the outside edge. Good over that one from Brooke Harris, the second. The ball to move around, utilising the blustery conditions up here, Vice Oval. Again got Rachel Greenshields just fishing for that one outside off stump. Back-to-back away swingers, but on both occasions couldn't find the edge. Back live. That one beats cover. Joseph the chaser. We can get back for 3. So for Greenshields, the left-hander, players moving everywhere. Falconer's going to go with those 2 short covers. It's where I think they look to be getting it. This full turns it on the leg side, can't beat mid-wicket, no run. Full and wide, and called wide by the umpire. Rachel Greenshields happy to let that one go through to the keeper. Pretty tight ring field set here by West Torrens. Just Joseph the skipper out deep on the rope. Clipped off her toes nicely. Out to Greenshields. Takes the 1. Strays down leg side from Falconer. The left and right hand combination making a nuisance of himself out there for West Torrens. Plenty of field changes, and also of course the bowlers having to readjust their line. A lot easier said than done. This occasion One more to the score. An update in the test match for you. Marcus Harris is 77, not out. Marnus Labuschagne is 18, not out. The man out today, Usman Khawaja, for 27. So we're only about 800 behind. We'll get those today and put them back in. Falconer digs one in. Brooke Shields just tried to dab that down to third man. There was a fielder down there. Probably better off having a real crack at it. Again, she goes short. She does get some batter on this occasion. Plays that dab shot over the gully region and rolls away for 4. So she's broken the run of ducks and got some runs on the board now with Rachel Greenshields. Greenshields 6, Ella Wilson 8. Just lost the 1 wicket so far. That was Donna Clark, was clean bowled by Lily Falconer. This occasion, Ella Wilson can't beat cover. Shout from Brooke Harris, optimistic one. Looked high from this angle. Umpire agreed. She's happy to shout though, Brooke Harris. Anything that hits the pad she'll be up for. This one clipped off the toes, thought about the run. Got on the roundabout, turn around where she come back from. Did Ella Wilson. Harris strays wide. Wilson played the cut shot, played it well, went all the way for 4. Just rocked onto the back foot. Got every piece of it. That Ella Wilson. So far today, she's kept. She's bowled, now she's batting. So that's the full box. This time the leg side. They had to hurry in the end. Then now there's overthrows. Brooke Harris can't believe it in the middle of the wicket, and those overthrows might have gone for 4. They have. So 9 in 2 balls for Ella Wilson. He's going to rocket her score. So umpire's just conferring on who should be on strike. As I said, it was 9 because she does get the run that she took. The overthrows are just a bonus. So they do swap around. Rachel Greenshields now on strike, the left-hander. Billy Falconer gave her a bit of short stuff in the last over. That ends the over. An expensive one for Brooke Harris. Destroys her figures. Good one though for the Stingrays. Helps along in their run chase. They are now in front. 89 required from 98. As I said, keep your eye on that that graphic. So Jess Joseph is going to bring herself into the attack. Leads all wicket takers for West Torrens, taking 7. Including 3 in their last game against Sturt. And it's time for the skipper to claw her side back into it. Floats one up there to start with. Nice and full though, well driven. Going to fall short of the rope. Picked up by Paris Hall. They're going to get back for 3. Not much of a run up for Jess Joseph. Just walks to the crease and then only in the last couple of steps does she get her momentum going. It's been good for 7 wickets so far this campaign. Again, it's full. Squeezing up Rachel Greenshields. Yeah, the support she's getting from her Stingray's teammates. Pushed off the back foot to point. They get through for 1 more. Joseph full, this time on leg stump, whipped off her toes. She played that one very well. Ella Harris, seen that a few times already today. This time, gets it over the top of point. They take 1. And that'll do. So a bit of everything so far in this over. Jess Joseph has got him driving straight. Going to square leg. She'd love a wicket. And that does end the over. Ends that over, but starts Sam Tugwell's stint in the commentary box. Tuggers, welcome to you for the first time today.
G'day to you and everyone tuning in across Adelaide and the country and the world on Adelaide live stream. Great to have your company. Thank you, Pickles, for letting me in 25 overs into the game, and we've got a good one on our hands, don't we?
Yeah, it's a run chase that they're well and truly in control of at the moment. Just 84 from 90, just the 1 wicket down. Ella Wilson and Rachel Greenshields look to be in pretty good control. Brooke Harris was expensive in the last over, not all of her own doing. This time Wilson can't beat cover. Brooke Harris does her own fielding.
Yeah, we got the privilege of covering the West Torrens ladies last match for them when they took on Sturt at Price Memorial Oval, and it was their bowling that won them the game in the end. They didn't look strong off the top either in their bowling innings, but it was that middle.
Fun is in the pad, no shout, no run.
Middle period. Just stop there as we're bowling. It's that was their strength. They really did come back well, and I think from what we learnt that day and from how well they've played this year with 4 wins in the T20 comp, it's certainly going to be their strength heading into the finals if they end up making it.
She might have done self-injury here as Brooke Harris. She pulled up lame just as she was about to launch into the delivery.
Yeah, this looks quite bad. She did pull up, and ever since she's looked quite distressed about it, holding the lower back. They're going to take a little moment here to just sort of get through this if it is temporary. She might have tweaked something, but it almost looks like she's actually upset in terms of she knows what she's done. Might not be the first time she's had this issue. They're running out a few people here from the southern side to help out, but
she's waving off the trainers, so she's but I would imagine if it's anything like the reaction, I wouldn't think that she'd be continuing to bowl the rest of the over.
She almost looks determined. She wants to get back at the top of the mark again and go, but she knows that maybe it won't be the best thing too. She's in tears from the looks, which is upsetting. Just going to work on it here. The trainer, one of their key members of the side as well. That's always concerning as well for Jess Joseph in there, just having a little word, hoping a star player can stick out there. That's probably not a bad idea. Joseph just going through the action, the bowling action, if she can give that a go at some point. Test how she feels. So a bit of lull in play, Pickles, as Brooke Harris, if you're just sort of tuning in here, just twinged something in her lower back, and in the delivery stride. Might show a wicket or two here from just the one wicket, in fact, from this innings so far. Pickles, you called this one?
Yeah, it was Ellie Falconer. Went straight through Donna Clark. It was full in the first over of the day, gave her no option to play the big drive. Chasing 117. Due in to some great batting at the top of the order from Anstra Law. She was 34 off 39. She hit 3 boundaries. She batted well with Brooke Harris herself, who we're looking at the moment on screen. Who was This
is an important moment here. The umpire's having a quick chat. Obviously, there's an over rate as well that they need to be rather quick with, but you don't want to rush a player injury. So all at once, Joseph sort of stuck in a predicament here as captain. Does Brooke continue on? Can she push through it? She's looking a little less distressed now, but she's headed toward the boundary line. She may be wandering off here. That's the end of her day, perhaps.
Yeah, well, I would have thought that
large loss.
It could have been a much quicker decision. She just doesn't bowl the rest of the over and stays out there if she thinks she can, and then we'll find out later on if she can continue her bowling. But if she can't, she can't. But nevertheless, I think she's done for the day. I don't know. They would have a 12th as out there, someone who can come on and field for it.
Well, she's walking off quite casually, almost. She's upset because she's had to come off and can't bowl anymore, not that she's in full pain. Now, that could just be from a visual perspective, but I'm sure it could be hurting inside. But maybe it's a restriction, maybe there's an injury from prior that has sort of popped up again here. And she's more upset about that than anything else. So, Hard times here for West Torrens. They've got 10 on the field right now. They'll have a replacement bowler. We'll work that out in a moment. And we're about to see whether or not there's a replacement fielder to take over. Doesn't look like we've got one. So they'll have to field with 10, and Joseph's going to have to be quite creative here to fill the gaps. Defending another 84 runs off just as many balls, really.
This one goes through cover. Jess Joseph. She's going to do the fielding herself. Chase it all the way to the boundary. She's going to tell us if it went over, and her reaction is that it did. It's going to be Lucy Meyer who is going to pick up where Brooke Harris left off. And the first ball that she's bowled has been blasted through the cover. The covers for 4 and chased by the skipper just to rub a bit of insult into injury. Or salt into injury. But, yeah, you're right. She's going to have to be creative here with her fields to plug up some gaps here. That one is wide and lofted. Might be 4 more. Back-to-back boundaries from the first 2 balls. Off of Lucy Meyer.
Yeah, not too bad. It was a little lofted, as you said, just through the air as it went through the infield, and that's always dangerous, but with cover open, they probably didn't have, well, the extra player not being out there, probably opened that gap up a little more than normal and just picked it nicely.
It looks to me as though the big gap is on the leg side. And there is Lucy Meyer, Jess Joseph in the background. Fall again, they go through cover. In fact, that one's gone square, behind square. Not going to go for 4 though. Then you're back for 2. So Ella Wilson enjoying the replacement bowler. Really taking to Lucy Meyer. Decided that she's going to put some pressure on and swing through the line when it's there for her. So her first 3 have gone for 10. Cuts this one. Beats both those fielders again behind point. They're back for 2. And Rachel won't come back for the 3rd on the arm. Expensive finish to the over. Not one that the West Torrens girls are going to enjoy, having lost Brooke Harris and also then going for 12 to 14 off that over. But they now require 74 from 84. Who would you rather be? You can see here that last boundary, or the last runs tuggers through point.
You know, just behind the fielding was a little slow to catch up to it. It did slow down as it approached the boundary, but 4 runs snatched there from the home side, and Jess Joseph, the one who's had to come up with a few little new solutions here after Brooke Harris went down just the previous over, will come on to bowl again from the southern end. An important time, 74 runs to go. They've already leaked 44 in the power play. So some fielders get to go back now. She's just marshalling the troops around as she needs to do. One at deep mid-wicket in particular. And one at fine leg at the moment. Full of balls, bowler off stump. How good's that? A good start again here for the skipper. A little bit of bad news floating around the team, but they'll take that one. That's really important right now. And Southern Districts, they lose Green Shields. And 2 for 44 the score. First ball after the 6th. And let's take another look.
Yeah, exactly what they needed, the skipper as well. Just dropped on Brooke Greenshields. Hit off stump. Takes the 2nd wicket. 44 on the board. Still 74 required. Got a couple of quick wickets here from West Torrens. Can change everything.
Hannah Perry will be the new batsman to come in for West Torrens. "27 runs so far from the 5 games. We need some more out there today. It'll be probably needing 27 from this one innings just to really keep them going. Blue helmet. Usually see red out here at Southern Districts. Pretty much the full kit. Suppose you'd have to bat in the whites and in 2-day cricket with the blue helmet as well. Not the strict rules around helmet colours in the district competition, I thought. Nonetheless, Joseph continues. Again, tries the Yorker. Took the wicket before, this time blocked out.
Need a couple of tight ones here from, well, as far as West Torrens are concerned. And Jess Joseph is leading the way at the moment.
See how she floats them down the wicket there. On a good length on that occasion. Once again blocked out. They got a bit of time to play with too, the Stingrays, which is very helpful. So they can build their innings just a little bit here. Just as long as they don't get bogged down. Has a crack at it through cover. Makes the gap. It'll get chased down here for 2 just off your screen as it's fielded there. And 2 more to the total. Getting Perry off the mark. Moving the score to 46. Very much floated again. Gets above eye level almost. It's very leg spinner-like if you think about it. The way they just sort of, she floats it up, gets it above the eye level, and then it drops at her toes. Tough to play. Last ball of the over. That time not quite as full when it's played into the mid-wicket region. Fielder out there just coming off the boundary. 1 run. 7 overs down for 47, the Stingrays, here in this statewide Super T20 Cup match, round 7 at Bice Oval at Christie's Beach.
It's been a technique that's worked for her to the tune of 8 wickets. If she can keep them up on that that really, really full length, I don't think she can afford to be back a bit. We saw from that last shot, a touch easier to get away, but when she's at that real full length, they certainly do drop on the batter. Changing the bowling now, of course, it's going to be Laura Najelki.
Best figures of 2 for 7 this season. That was the game last round that we got to cover. She was quite impressive in that one against Sturt. Just the 3 wickets, though, for the T20 comp. So she'd taken a majority of those in the one game. Hopefully she can take that form into this one. Got a little dog in the background there on the hill as well, just sort of roaming around. We've got a nice crowd sort of building here in the sheds on the other side of the field where we are.
It's fallen wide for the first one for Najelki, gets away with it. And Perry happy to watch that one go through to the keeper, just new to the innings, new to the crease. This time a bit shorter, she glides at the 3rd man, gets through for the run.
The required run rate at the moment is 5.5 per over, so they're going very cruisy at the moment. Going at 6.5, already exceeding it.
This one way down leg side from Najelki. Well, Harris tried to swing through it, but couldn't reach it. Called wide. Closing on the 50-run mark. Half a shout there from Najerki. Again, Ella Wilson happy to swing these. You see it again.
Yeah, nice and wide outside off stump. Try to have a crack at it.
Back live. This time she does swing. Goes straight to the fielder who was behind point. Comfortably taken. So wickets in back-to-back overs. Anstra Law takes the catch. And just when they need to apply some pressure on the scoreboard, they're doing it. See here again, it was wide. She got underneath it, scooped it back to the fielder behind point, and Anstra Law took it just centimetres from the ground.
Yeah, good catch. Had to get nice and low. It sort of skied and then dipped very quickly in front of her, and she did well to get to cup the hands and get under it and claim it. So 3 wickets now for Southern Districts, and they're starting to move along. So the top order bats are now dismissed. Now a new batsman to the crease. There'll be Peterson out there, coming in at number 5.
Plenty of time for her to put an innings together and help the Stingrays chase the remaining 69 runs.
She hasn't had the best year with runs. Just another look at the wicket just before we go back live here.
Peterson does get one down leg side, gets some bat on it, tucks it away. She's back for 2. And that'll do it. The throw to Carla McGrath, not the greatest. She might have even picked up the apology from the fielder. Normally you don't get a chance to apologise. The keeper's already over you. If you throw isn't up, that brings up the 50 for the Stingrays. Just 2 down. And again outside off stump.
Sorry, Pick, I was about to say, this has been impressive by them really, considering majority of their side, the better half of their side is currently away on country national duties, I believe it was. So national country duties. So they've got themselves a little bit of the second side in here today, and they're holding up beautifully, batting at 7 and over just about, and right on track to get this target in good time. Joseph's going to have to continue here, try and dot them up as best as possible. Just trying to get the bails to stay on the stumps. It's rather blowy out here. It's very windy, as you may notice. All players' shirts ruffling in the wind. Here and out. Effects Mike even.
One for 8 off her 2 overs, the skipper. She's going to continue. Another one here would really change things up. Again, it's that slower full ball. Has the Stingrays really jamming down on that crease. Inviting the batter to charge at the ball. And she hits her mark, but squeezed through mid-wicket for 1. Brings Amy Peterson on strike for the first time at the southern end.
Under a bit of pressure, personally, Amy Peterson, as we were saying just before, not a whole lot of runs in this T20 format. The last number of games she's had under her belt, the 3 games she's played, so she's really going to want to get some here. Definitely due.
Joseph again goes full. Peterson gets a lot of it though. Back over her head. They're back for 2. And Amy Peterson has doubled her aggregate for the tournament, so she'll be happy with that. Doesn't take much to get yourself going in this form. Joseph beats the batter, Peterson. Still plenty of runs to be had out there for both these batters at the crease.
Well, this is a crucial time. Just looking at a replay here. Back live.
Swing across the line is Peterson. Muted shout. Probably a missing leg. Would be the result of that.
Yeah, just following up on what I was about to point out before. At 3 for 54, it's a really important time for Southern not to drop off the ball. Another wicket or 2 here exposes their lower order. And West Torrens, they're good at dotting up those lower orders. Full again, played and missed outside the off stump. End of the 9th, 3 for 54 remains. Trying to aim for 118. They're on track, but they need to keep the wickets in hand. 3 lost already. Another 1 or 2. Starts to look a little ugly. They've got to hang in there for the long haul. West Torrens last match against Sturt did very well, defending 109. We found this year that every time they've made over 100, they've managed to win, I believe. So they've done so again today. Going to take a good effort here from the Stingrays to chase it down. Just sorting some players out here on the boundary. Majolki continues. That one's played away behind point. Half fielded, but it's gone through her legs. And it's going to go just for the single there for Perry. Very overcast here at Bice Oval. Thank you for joining us wherever you're tuning in from here on Adelaide live stream. Najolki on a good length that's played nicely into the cover region. Peterson continuing to get in some runs here. Starting to tick over a bit here. Batting at 5, good responsibility to have. Over the runs to ball ratio is starting to catch up just a little bit the last few overs. Played in the leg side now, flicked off the pads. Could go 2 if they really wanted to. They didn't run hard enough and just the single. I'm very casual about it. There's a very open space there at mid-wicket. Have to start getting some more boundaries. This slower bowling has really slowed up the game here. Sky ball over the top of the cover fielder. They'll get themselves a couple as it rolls toward the boundary. Joseph picks it up out there. And just a couple of runs to the Stingrays. And joining us in the commentary box, I'm sure a very upset Brooke Harris after what happened in a few overs ago. Back to live action, just played back down the ground. Brooke, really, thank you for coming and joining me in the box, but really unfortunate you're not out there right now.
Yeah, I know, I'm pretty annoyed that I'm not out there right now. It took them a lot to get me off the field. I was pretty hesitant to walk away, but yeah, I'm in a bit of pain at the moment, got a bad back, so it's probably best that I come sit down.
Wide swing and miss, not called for a wide into the 10th over. It is. And look, bad back. You say bad back. It was your lower back you were holding on to. You did say you did not want to come off. What is it? You looked upset from the moment it happened, though. Did you know what the issue was? Has it happened before?
Yeah, about a few months ago, I had a really weird back spasm when I was training, and yeah, it didn't feel very nice. And ever since then, I've just had a few troubles with it, and but hasn't stopped me from playing cricket. And unfortunately, today I just felt it cramp up and seize, and I was like, oh no, this is no good because it takes a while to go away. So a bit annoying because the game's in the balance at the moment. I really want to be out there and get involved. So it's a bit frustrating. I'm not a great watcher.
No, I wouldn't want to be either. It's hard sitting on the sidelines when you'd much rather be out there. The team's in a great position, though. Unfortunately, you can't help them out. With 10 overs to go, 59 runs to get, you're generally very good at defending scores over 100 well, just over 100, really. What do you think your strength is? Is it really your slower bowling in this team?
I think so. I think the change of pace, as we see, Ellie's coming on to bowl now, and one of the quicker bowlers going around. But I reckon our change of pace, the Jess Josephs, the Laura Nigel-Keys there, it's hard to put them away. So lucky I only have to face them in the nets. But yeah, I reckon that's a strength of ours, and just our bowling depth as well. Like we don't have any weaker bowlers, which I think is a real big strength of ours. And yeah,
I must say, the determination you had out there, going back to that small moment you had as you really wanted to stay out there. How close to being able to bowl were you still? Do you think you could have actually given it a go if you stuck out there?
I said to the guy that dragged me off on the umpires, I was like, can I just at least bowl off 2 steps?
Just bowl some offies.
Yeah. Yeah, because I really didn't want to come off. I was really annoyed, but I knew I couldn't come off the long run. I knew I was in a bit of trouble, but I just wanted to at least finish off my over, at least bowl. The umpire, I was like, I've only got 1 or 2 balls left, and I was like, no, you've only bowled 2 balls.
Oh, it's tough work, but
I know.
It is unfortunately the game sometimes. It just doesn't always land in your favour.
I know.
Falconer continuing here from the southern end, replacing Joseph. And everything being defended straight away. Good lengths early on. She's an impressive bowler, isn't she, Ellie?
She's awesome. One of the more exciting young ones coming through. Like we've got on our side because she bowls heat. She's exciting. She's got a massive future ahead of her, and it's exciting when you bowl fast. I wish I had a bit of pace behind me. She's lucky in that sense.
I might ask you a moment about her development. That one just a little down leg side, half shout. Everyone knows that's not out, so we play on. She's been named in the Adelaide Strikers squad this season. How exciting is that for her? Yeah,
it's so exciting. She's enjoying it a lot. Just to be around the likes of Megan Shute and Sophie Devine, the big fast bowlers, and to get that experience and all that knowledge that she gets off those girls. She loves it, and she comes back to club, and she's really knowledgeable, especially for the younger ones. She's got an incredible cricket brain on her. So yeah, I'm sure she's loving being around that Strikers squad.
Oh, that's magnificent news. It's great when they really start to come to the fore and get a chance to play with those experienced players. There's international players out there too in that group, which feeds so much from. Good length again. This time they managed to get a single out of it. Perry off strike now. Just the one. So really slowing up the scoring. This is very similar to what you did last game against Sturt in the middle overs. Really dried them up after they did get a good start.
Yeah, it's what we're good at, I think, in the middle overs. Like you said before, the change of pace, it's harder, when Ellie gets an edge and it goes for 4, you can't help that. But if someone like the Jess and the Lauras, they get an edge, you don't get runs off them. So I think that's what we're good at in these middle overs, is really putting pressure back on the batting side.
Play a miss again. Just the one to come left in the over. And I have noticed, I don't know what this is, just looking at the last ball there, what your ideas are around not having players on the boundary too much. You tend to have them all inside the circle at all times. Is that just a pressure thing?
Look, I don't know.
You're not Jess. You're not Jess.
I'm not Jess. If I was out there, for Amy, I might have the girl on strike. I might put pressure on her and keep her on strike. But certainly for Hannah, I just want to run out there. Jess, put 4 on the boundary. Just get her off strike, because they need just over a run of the ball. You may as well just give Hannah the 1 and just get her off strike. You'd rather that than them sneaking him through the infield. I think she's just missed a trick here. But we did do it last week. I think Stacey Oates came out for Sturt and she was hitting them hard, so we just said, look, may as well just spread the field. But women's teams do tend to do it, I think, because girls are a bit tentative to try and hit through the field. So it is a pressure thing, but it's a bit interesting at this stage.
Brooke, you're an absolute natural. I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us just for the few overs there, giving us some insight, and hopefully your back gets better very, very soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Returning to play here. Najolki gets that one played behind, down to third man where it's pretty vacant. They'll get a couple of runs here. 2 more on the board. Great to have Brooke Harris with us on the Adelaide live stream coverage, joining us here in the boxes. Unfortunately, she should be out there in the centre, but back injury keeping her on the sidelines. She said she might run our suggestions out there, Pickle. Welcome back.
Well, the way she got out of the chair, she won't be running anything out. It was, she looked about 104 years old.
Yeah, it's very, very upsetting to see any player go down. But yeah, she looked awfully upset. But she's all smiles now, which is good.
She's quite comfortable behind the mic, so...
Someone joked before that she's better than us. I think she was absolutely exceptional. Born talent for the microphone, some of them are. Najolki has that one played in the leg side. Perry just rotating the strike once more. Well, they've really slowed up here, the Stingrays. They've had about 20 runs off the last 4 to 5 overs, which just isn't good enough right now. The required run rate is now above their run rate. Straight through. Just missed there.
Yeah, as I said, keep your eye on the that graphic at the bottom of your screen. 55 from 49. They were 10 in front at one stage, and they've now fallen behind the rate.
And again, this one just outside off stump and can't quite get a hold of it here, Amy Peterson. She's trying her hardest to really get on the front foot and play these balls, but they dip a lot on her length, and they just get that little bit of extra bounce, and she's not able to get onto it. So unfortunately, just isn't quite isn't working for the Stingrays after 12 overs at 3 for 63.
And there they are, waiting to come in next. With pressure building on a few of the batters to follow. They'll know exactly what's required.
I'm hoping they don't have to come in next.
Falconer digs one in, short, but they've got some protection out there at short fine leg. So just one more to the score.
And some news from the Australian cricket, in case all of those who are tuning into us aren't tuning into the test match happening in Sydney, day 3. Marcus Harris out for 79, 2 for 128 Australia in the 42nd over. That's a shame. Marcus Harris, such a great talent, finally finding some form.
Falconer this time full, beats the outside edge.
I shouldn't say finding form. He's actually had some really good form out of the rest of the lineup so far this summer. So still 46 balls to go. 54 runs to get. They were ahead of the equation earlier. And you can see Parry and Peterson together in the centre, trying to sort out a solution here. There's still lots of time. The runs, they just need to find them. Gaps out there if they need to. They've got to get through the infield.
Full, can't beat short cover.
Good intentions on that ball. They're playing shots before they were blocking a little bit too much. The more they start to just follow through with the shot that they've decided to have, they're playing through the line, play through the line and just follow through with it. You may get it past the infield. Really important for them to start scoring.
Again, beats the outside edge. Good pace. The line's right, the length is excellent. And all the while, the dot ball's that up. Oh, she's just about done over there. We've seen a few fall over today. Sure she clipped the stump. No, he hasn't put the bar back on. Maybe clipped her own heels. But decided it was best not to try to deliver that one mid-flight. She'll reset and launch again, Ellie Falconer. She does so. Full, and it's gone straight to the fielder at mid-off. So the idea just to re-bowl it again was a good one. Resolved in a wicket.
Yeah, Peterson has just popped that one up. And look, Perry's following her off almost like she needs to chat to the next batsman ASAP. No, it's not the end of the innings if you're watching. Here's another look at it. Ellie Falconer just popped up off a full ball. And easily taken on the chest. Peterson disappointing to leave like that. And the batsmen are coming in now. The bowlers, the West Torrens girls are happy with it. But the bats coming in, Hannah Perry is having a really good chat to her on the way back to the centre. There's a lot to do. And they need to make sure they're the only two doing it together. Narelle Mayolo will be next in. Yeah, she's there. On strike. Waiting the face. The fluoro yellow gloves on hand. 54 more to get.
Really standing out the, excuse me, the gloves. Going to be facing Falconer. Gets a real full one to start with. Backing in behind almost French cricket style. And good news for West Torrens as Brooke Harris runs back on. So they've now got the full quota back on the field.
Well, I wonder what has made her choose to do that. Whether she's running on just to chat to her skipper. As you see her come onto the screen here, she's just chatting to the umpires now, whether she's allowed back on or whatever the discussion is. Jess Joseph's in there as well, the captain.
Yeah,
So
she'd certainly be able to come back on. It'd be how long till she could bowl again. But the way that we saw her, Tuggers, I wouldn't think that bowling would be an option.
No, just a fielding option now.
She still looks to be very ginger as she moves herself into cover, but in something that's not going to sound any good no matter how it comes out, is that they had their most successful period when she was off the ground. They were fielding with 10. They took a bundle of wickets, and something nice slight on Brooke Harris. She's a hell of a player.
I think we...
Hats off to Jess Joseph. She come up with some great work.
The jockey continues. Northern end here of Bice Oval starts with a wide. This will be a fourth over in a row. And again, been quite good. Economical. That's what she was last game against Sturt, 2 for 7. Her best figures so far for the competition. 1 for 12 off her 3 today. Big swing. The back foot stays in the crease. Chance of the stumping there. Well taken. Carla McGrath working behind the wickets there.
They've had a
number 7.
change. And Strelaw's taken the gloves. Carla McGrath started out with the gloves.
I was going to say that the big number 7 didn't quite match up for me. Big floated one this time. Plays it out to that big gap at mid-off. Single there.
On with Bonds earlier today when we saw the Stingrays rotate the keeper through. We said, gee, it's pretty rare. You don't see that very often. We've seen it twice in the same game.
Yeah, not just standard procedure.
It's got to be Lauren Ajoki to continue.
Just sorting the field out here. Really need to get that right.
Miolo just happy to let those one go through to the keeper. Take a few siders. Plenty of balls to go. Run's starting to get away from them though.
Going down leg by the looks of that one. So not out. We'll take another look at it. The replay. Didn't look great, but she's standing there on middle and leg stump, so sliding. Good keeping once again from Treloar. End of the over, not quite. Another one to come. Look at that run rate though, 4.7. It's dropped dramatically. It was at 6.8 not too long ago. They've wiped about 5 overs off the board for not many, West Torrens. They've been terrific once again. The squeeze. Just really pushing the field back a little bit again.
They've really stolen a few overs, haven't they?
Yep, pushing the field back, hoping for the single here. And they'll get just that. Good result for West Torrens. 14 overs down, 4 for 66.
With just 6 overs remaining, it's going to take either 1 or 2 overs of big going to sort of bring the balls and runs required back together again. Not going to help now to see Kayla McGrath coming into the attack. In this game, Tuggers, you've seen it so many times. How quick things change. 1 over, 1 batter gets going. Out there at the moment, Hannah Perry, 13 not out. She's out there with Narelle Miolo, who's new to the crease. She's just 1 to her name. Hannah's been out there for 22 balls, so she's well and truly set.
Well, here's Kayla McGrath. She's coming on to bowl here from the southern end. She's got the white pill in hand, ready to go. Driven, looking for the single. Perry's going to be the one they target if they throw, but they don't. So just allowing the single through for Mayolo. A revised score, 4 for 71 off the 14. Sweep shot attempt. And umpire doesn't want anything to do with it. Again, probably going down the leg side. They're never pretty, the sweep shots off pace bowling. They just don't seem to work as well.
Might have just seen a shot there of a very stiff Brooke Harris trying to move from A to B.
Again, they like the leg side. Perry can't quite get a hold of it, so just a single off the legs there, leg by. They still count, which is all that matters here for the Stingrays. And it's starting to tick over a little more than before, which is good for them. But still need the boundary. I don't think I've seen a boundary in 5 or 6 overs. Here's another single chance. Really slow on the uptake there, McGrath, but the bowlers' end stumps were thrown at and missed. And a replay look. Block and run right on the crease. She could have had a little bit more intent there, but they make it. There we go. As scorer Dave here from Southern Districts. No boundary since the 6th over. And still none. Down the leg side for a wide.
Just the 4 this innings for Southern.
Really. It's not enough. Although they've done very well to get to 72 with just the 4 boundaries, I can say that.
Yeah, a girl from Brooke Harris, who was in the box early, hit 4 herself.
Maybe they need to suit her up in red. Another single into the leg side. Joseph doing the fielding. So a number of singles coming from this one, but it's going to be a boundary and over from here, at least, per over to get them through. Required run rates up to 7.8. It's really starting to get steep for them. Maolo can't quite get that one away, and we're going to end another over. 15 down now. Southern District's 4 for 76. Chasing 118 here at Bice Oval at Christie's Beach, the home of the Stingrays. And we love having your company here on Adelaide live stream to the Statewide Super T20 Cup. Thanks for tuning in. Sam Tugwell and Adrian Pickles with the second innings call for you. 42 needed off 30 is the equation.
Crowd slowly building for the big doubleheader out here. Hannah Perry on strike.
Still sorting plenty of field changes out here. Perry, the one, obviously, has been out there for longer, scoring some good runs. She's got herself some fielders out on the boundary at long on, long off. And Lucy Meyer back into the attack here for West Torrens.
Wide and cut. Just the one. Probably feel that she's let one go there. Opportunity for Hannah Meyer to get one through. She's now gone past her top score so far for the campaign. It was previously 12 not out against the Jets. That was in that total of 41 that I spoke of, but this a much bigger chase required. Full, they can't beat the short cover.
Brooke Harris having to bend over and work that one. Hands on hips straight away with a bit of laughter. Gee, that was hard work. Just a simple piece of fielding.
I don't think there'd be too much laughter out there.
Well, you see the field started to come back in from our angle anyway. We can see that. Fielders are in.
That one edge, that might race all the way. Went past the keeper. Slowly slowing up. Will it get to the rope? It doesn't. Just pulled in by McGrath. And they're going to get back for 3.
Well done by McGrath, running out to the boundary. Long run. Managed to stop it just in time.
And Real Mariolo getting the edge on that one. Went through the vacant slips cordon. This time he swings through the leg side as Hannah Perry. But the deep set field make it hard to reach the rope. Just the one more to the score. Still within range. 38 from 27. No, I can't squeeze the full ball past cover. Their length bowling has been fantastic today. West Torrens, they've really nailed the full ball, haven't given too much away. That one is a bit shorter. But the line was good. Close out the over, another good one. Still 37 to go.
Runs, that is. And just taking a look there, up next on the live stream, we have the men's at 2:10 p.m. Well, 2:30, I believe the start is. That's when we'll sort of put our live stream up there on the web for you to click on and get ready to view. I hope you can join us for the West End Premier League. I think it's round 4 clash, round 3 between the Eagles and the Stingrays. Continuing here from Bice Oval.
The Stingrays looking to open their account. Losses to Adelaide and Kenzie's, but all action here at the moment with the women. McGrath, the big lefty, just gets swatted to mid-on. They scamper through for another one. Probably not going to be a huge concern. It's the boundaries that they need to keep under wraps, and they've been doing that so far. Full again from McGrath. Miolo can't lay any bat on ball. They've just nailed that full ball length.
Yeah, they have all day long. It's been quite impressive since the opening bats went and the middle order came in. They've struggled.
Again, it's full driving. Fielder Paris Hall.
Yeah, since they got that first couple of wickets, you know, the power play was strong, 44 runs off it, but then after that, it's been very, very slow going. There you go, 40 runs off the last 10 overs. Found it very difficult to score.
This one's a bit shorter, pulled away. The sweeper out there. Oh, Najelki, a little pocket rocket. Keeps it to 1. 35 from 21 now the equation. Full again from McGrath. Najelki does the fielding, 9 more.
They're really not that far away, 35 runs.
They're going to end up with something like 18 or something to go from the last over, which could be entertaining. That one dug in by McGrath. Thunders into the thigh. They can't scamper through for a run. Ends the over. Another good one. Another over. Shoots by without a boundary coming from it.
Yeah, that's been the big issue, hasn't it? 18 balls to go, 33 runs to get. All good and well for you to get singles every ball, but it's not going to get you there.
Saw the youngster in the full Stingrays kit charge out to give a drink to the batters. She got halfway and she was waved off. I think that might have been a message being sent out from the coaches.
Get going.
But the batters have, no, we got this covered. So they're setting themselves maybe for the big finish. They've got 3 overs to come up with 33 runs.
Well, Maolo's had a tough run this year. The 2 games she's played, the 2 innings, just the 3 runs from it. So not a big scorer from what we've seen so far this year, but she's got a big task now. She has to be a part of a 33-run partnership off 3 overs. Can it be done? The run rate per over is 11. It's pretty simple math. Plenty of wickets in the shed. Joseph back into the attack. It's played in through cover. Won't be any more than 1 run there. And now Perry back on strike. Now they'll probably push the field back a little here.
Already was 3 out for Miolo. That long, deep cover, the last one that was fielded. Now long on, long off as well. Now cover's coming back inside the ring, and
mid-wicket goes out by the looks.
Paris Hall behind square is going to come outside the ring as well.
A lot of rotation here on the boundary rope as expected. A bowl straight to her probably. And they do exactly that. Played in through square leg. Can they fit the second run in? They should and will. Good running from the Stingrays. They need to do more of that.
Two a ball gets them home.
Only just.
And you just have to win.
That's true. It's very true. The boundaries, though, is so important right now. Again, big swing. The bails are whipped off pretty quickly there too by Treloar. Take another look at it. A lot of swing. And not a lot of watching of the ball. Needs to make sure she's watching it right onto the bat. This crucial part of the game. Just bat on ball is the most important part. This time in the infield, it's picked up pretty quickly. They make the run. Another single. 29 off 14 now. Swung the momentum beautifully throughout the middle of this innings, West Torrens, toward them after they were down pretty early. Played again into the vacant mid-on region. Just the single once more. So 90 for 4, 4 for 90, however you like to read it. One ball to come. In the 18th over, Joseph pushing a few fielders back at square leg as well. She moves across her stumps, tries to get the wide one, and misses the cut shot altogether. That's 18 overs now in the books. 2 to come before we wrap it up here. And West Torrens are in a very good position right now.
Yep.
Should get across the line.
They've turned this around halfway through the innings. They were behind in the equation. They've now flipped that on its head. As you can see, 28 required from the last 2 overs of either of these two.
And this is just a preview coming up. Sorry, Pickles.
Batters at the crease got 28 runs in them. Can they get going? Can they find the boundary with consistency? Changing the bowling. It's going to be Lucy Meyer. Might be some overs here. If they're not careful, they are. They scamper back for 2. Didn't need that, did West Torrens. Just need to play safe cricket at the moment. Get themselves over the line.
So we can tell you now, my cricket, as we updated before, had 89 after the over instead of 90, so the real score is 91. Calculating that correctly now with 11 balls to go.
Miolo gets a full bunger from Lucy Meyer, doesn't capitalise on it. Just works it out to 1. So, down to 26. That one full dugout. I've almost been the Chinese drive there. Makes its way down the fine leg for 1. Plenty of ones, but it's not going to get it done. If they need 20 off the last over, I think it's a bridge too far.
Yep, it's caught up to them, hasn't it, the boundaries?
Done a bit shorter, then ends up deflecting onto her stumps. Miolo's got to go. Timely wicket for Lucy Meyer. She'd bowled well. You'll see here in the replay, I think it deflects off of the leg onto the stumps. Does in fact off of her ankle almost.
Disappointing end, you would have thought there for Miolo. she's had a tough run with the bat so far. Hasn't scored many today. Got a chance to really dig in and stuck out there, but just didn't score enough when they needed to. And unfortunately now, 8 balls to go. A lot of runs still to get. It almost does seem like a bridge too far here for the Stingrays. Have they got one last little breath left? A little bit of life remaining in this team. Kendall Howe comes out to the centre for Southern Districts. And of course a reminder, coming up next on our feed here on Adelaide live stream, tune in at 2:10, probably 2:30 is the first ball, is when we'll see the men, Southern Districts and West Torrens go head to head. Straight after the women's. It's going to be exciting stuff.
My, that one was full. Probably too full, I reckon. Umpires look at each other and they're happy with it. Well, not sure how she got away with that one.
Usually a no ball if it's bowled above the waist, but clearly that one was accepted. Umpire just signalling there that it was right on the waist, not over.
Lucy Meyer continues. That one's full, swung away to the leg side, gets over the fielder at mid-wicket. That one meets the rope. Was overdue, but they've come up with a boundary.
Gee, took their time getting that next boundary. It's been since the 6th over. We haven't seen one in so long. But there it is. It gets there. Passes the cones. They've been in need of this. And now a chance to be in the hunt still, but 20 runs to get off the final over. Tough, tough times. You have to need a few more of those. And looks like Kayla McGrath might be coming on for the final over.
Yeah, she batted well. She's also done some sharp work with the gloves. Now they've entrusted Kayla McGrath with the last over. So plenty of time being taken with this field. 3 out on the leg side. Howell on strike, swings one away to the leg side, gets over the fielder at mid-wicket. Going to get back for 2. Just for a fleeting moment there. The crowd here at Southern's thought that might have done enough to get to the rope. That one wide. Thought about running. A suicide single if they took it. Kendall Howes probably better served. Just seeing if she can tee off on a couple. Swats one back down the ground. But with that coverage out there, it's only going to be good for 1. So with Hannah Perry back on strike. Another change in the field. You can see a very sore Brooke Harris run across the wicket there. Re-injured herself earlier today bowling. That was Hannah Perry is cut, but can't be that infield again. Field well set from Jess Joseph. And Kayla McGrath doing a good job here to close it out. Eyeballing 4 wins on the trot here. That one backing away. Flayed it only as far as the fielder at deep gully that's just inside the ring. And Perry gets a fair piece of that one. But only as far again as the two deep fielders closes it out. Ends the game. A victory to West Torrens. Came from nowhere really. Halfway through they looked to be gone. But they pushed together a couple of overs and dried up the boundaries, took a few wickets. Got the momentum going in their way. And all of a sudden, Southerns couldn't come back from it. 117 was the target. With 104, Southern Districts couldn't get there. So 4 wins on the bounce for West Torrens. Southern Districts, who were looking at their 3rd in a row. That's now been halted. And this statewide Super Premier League competition continues on. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage today from Adelaide Live Stream. Thanks again to Brooke Harris, who joined us in the box after leaving the field. Don't go anywhere. It's at 2:10 today. We'll be back on air to bring you the start of the men's big clash. Men's T20 comp. That's coming up after this one. 2:30 the game should start. And we'll be then coming back with all that action. Congratulations to the West Torrens Eagles on the win. 5 in a row. Stay with Adelaide Live Stream. We'll be back with the men's game coming up at 2:10.